What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about this article that's been going around for Hogwarts Legacy. I've seen it. It's been out a couple days at this point. Sites like IGN have finally caught up to the rest of the world. I want to talk about one of the most interesting parts of it, talking about Hogwarts Legacy in relation to Fantastic Beasts 3, okay? Now, again, this has been spread out quite a bit, and I feel like people maybe are jumping to conclusions, but I'm just going to try to break it down in the simplest terms possible. So let's read over, and this is Rachel Walkley. She's the Warner Bros. General Manager, so she knows, what's going on inside of WB Games as well, obviously, for Hogwarts Legacy. And they ask her a bunch of questions, but the one that I want to focus on are what new developments are coming through for 2022. And she says, we have so much more to come across all of the consumer product areas. From a toys perspective, we'll have further development from partners across all subcategories, yada, yada, yada. She talks about the first, now this is what's interesting. She kind of goes in order, although you can take it as it's not going in order. So it just kind of depends on how you read this. As for new content, we have two major releases, a film and a game. That will be sure to generate incredible excitement amongst fans. The first is the film release and Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, now announced to be releasing on the 8th of April in the UK. The third installment is sure to be a real fan favorite. We'll see about that. The second major release of 2022 will be for a new console game, Hogwarts Legacy. The reaction to the trailer for this has been amazing, and it looks set to be a huge success. We know that gaming is such an important part of the market, and one that we had to be involved in. From what we've seen, the launch will be well worth the wait and will deliver a unique way for fans to interact with the franchise. So, the rest of it, or that last part's just kind of fluff, just kind of pumping up the product. But again, we have two major releases, a film and a game. The first is the film. Now, again, depends on how you read that. She literally could just be saying, well, we have, I said film and game. So, like, the first thing is a film and the second thing is a game, but that's not in the right order. So you could take it at that, or, again, to kind of just cut through all the garbage that it seems, I guess I read it, I think the large amount of, or the majority of the internet reads it as film comes first, then the game. Now, it stops there. Let's not pretend like it goes any further. And granted, I'm not the most innocent in terms of like pumping people up. But I mean, I've seen people say, maybe releases at the same time or like in April. Like now, oh my God, it's basically confirmed that it's in April. I think now, again, if you just cut through it all, I think now all you get is that the game definitely comes after the movie. So does it mean it can come out in April? Sure, it can come out in April. Can it come out in May through December? Yes, it absolutely can. So I really think that's all that it means. And as I've always said, just in case, this may be the first video you've ever watched of me, I do get, and I know people have said this, countless times, like, do they line up the movie with the game? And people have asked me that for like Gotham Knights with the Batman, Fantastic Beasts 3 with Hogwarts Legacy. But the thing is, I just don't like, it's not like that. And I know people think that, or I know that's just a common mindset around the internet. Look, both of these things have been delayed multiple times and pushed. So we don't know when they were originally supposed to come out. Did they ever line up? Are they lining up now? And if they do line up now, is it just kind of like a happy coincidence rather than than like this was planned out to be? Movies, as we've seen because of the stuff around the world, you can sit on them a little bit more. There's just the market for movies is a little bit different where that just kind of happens. For games, you pretty much work directly up to the end. You actually work up to like 2 to 3 weeks before the game comes out, and then you work on like day one patches and you keep going. You know what I mean? So for a game, you don't finish a game, say like this month, and then say, well, we want to release it with the movie, so we're just going to sit on it. We're not going to touch it. We're going to work on something else, and we'll sit on the game, and then we'll release it, in April. That's not factually, that's not how the gaming industry works whatsoever. It's a little bit different for movies, but that's not how the gaming industry works. So, it's good to hear. It's good to hear the general manager of WB talking about, Hogwarts Legacy. That's definitely a good sign. But, I guess there was a possibility, of the game coming out before April. I had always said, and I still will say, November of 2022. I still think it's a full year away. And I think it was supposed to come out like right around this time, which kind of sucks in a alternate universe if you think about it. But that's, I think, the situation. All this really proves is it's coming out after the movie. If you read it that way, which I feel like the order she went in And it just makes sense. It just makes sense that it's coming out after the movie. So is April a possibility? For sure. I believe, now actually I don't even remember, the GeForce Now leaks, March, April I think was supposed to be when Hogwarts Legacy was on there. Maybe it was April. So, maybe they're onto something, or maybe they put it there just because of Fantastic Beasts 3. So I'm not actually sure. But again, we've talked about this before, you got to think about Gotham Knights, you got to think about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, you think about Lego Star Wars. Sure, those games are not the same, but you don't release them on back-to-back days, back-to-back weeks, maybe even back-to-back months. It depends, but you have to think about that too. Does Gotham Knights come out in March or April? Because if it does, you do not release Gotham Knights and like 2 weeks later you release Hogwarts Legacy. That's not a good plan. That's not a plan I think any rational person would ever do, and so I just don't think that's going to happen. So you have to consider those things as well. So let me know what you guys think. When do you think the game comes out? Now that we know, at least it's now after the movie. Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. If you guys want to follow me over on Twitter or subscribe to my second channel or support us on Patreon or YouTube memberships, links for all of them are in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.